What's up, guys? So I did end up soaking the kalimba. It's I like the way it feels. Hopefully I can get some work here soon to try it out. But so far so good. Alright, I think I've come up with something. I'm gonna go over my setup. Can you see? Alright, so start off, I got a monkey beaver saddle. I think this is prototype number 2 of the version that they are currently selling. Yeah, I've been climbing on monkey beaver since 2016 when the first saddle. I think I have the first production model. Let's see. I think I got it somewhere. Let me see if I can find the production model. Oh yeah, here we go. Here, let me pull this off. Sorry, I'm not prepared. Okay. God damn it. Okay. Okay, so this is how it started for me, climbing on the monkey beaver saddle. I bought this at, I think it was my second TCIA trade show. August was there. I'd already kind of been friends with him, and they were selling this. But, yeah, OG ran this up until 2021? Yeah, 2021, and I think early 2022 is when I got the prototypes for the newer saddle. But I mean, you can't beat it. The thick back pad and everything about it was built good. You know, Joe and August really know what they're doing. And so now here's the version 2. I got the new monkey beaver suspenders. I got them in that army green. It also has the attachment point for the water pack, which is awesome because I don't know about you guys, but if I'm in a tree, I don't really come down. I don't really ask for much. I just kind of bang out the work. And so I'd dehydrate myself all the time because I was just not worrying about myself and getting the job done. So there's that. Good thing about the newer monkey beavers is when I first started using the suspenders, the attachment point that was down lower was kind of a pain in the butt for me. It wouldn't tend the system like how I wanted to when I was climbing SRS, you know, tying here. It worked great for a lot of people, but I went into the shop one day on my way to Portland, and I asked Joe to maybe fashion a higher attachment point to help keep the system more in line with where my face is. And where I kind of hold, and it makes my rope walking way easier. Got the big cell phone pouch up here so I can take calls and, you know, not be productive on the job. I keep a little throw bag on the saddle to help throw and advance my rope up into crotches. OG transporter, I think bought that when they first came out. A lot of stuff I don't like to change. New school, old school. Got this sweet double bridge that Johnny Corthius, he's an H-team member of mine and a good friend of mine. He hooked me up with some Edelrid cordage that's kind of like Tri-Tech. It's static, it's kind of cut resistant, well, as much as it can be for being a synthetic or a rope. And then I climb on the CMI California swivel. I've been climbing on this for since they first came out. This is my second one I've bought. Hasn't really worn out. No sharp edges yet. I did used to have 2 ropes going through here, but as I've been getting older and a little bit wiser, instead of the just scramble out and run out to the tips, I've been implementing 2 ropes for better work positioning. So I'm keeping it on one bridge and keeping an eye on it, making sure it's not too sharp of an edge. I keep the quickie on my lower D's. This is one of the coolest things that were ever made for making, you know, choking off on stems way easier, and you don't have to worry about a gate opening. This is the milled one. It is not the cast one, so it's super bomb proof. I also like to keep another carabiner on the other side D. You never know when you need that. Say you want to go switch from SRS to MRS, you know, you just got this hanging there and it's quick. Tie your knot. Running the new Magneto, I think that's what it's called, from Notch. I've only climbed on it a few times. It's pretty cool. It's a little bit long for me. I like everything tight and short. It just helps me advance and keep the rope where I want it. I've been trying this new Notch gate thing. I like it and I don't like it. I've had a saw come out while forgetting to lock it and going out to the tips and having branches open it, or being over my head and then the weight coming and then the saw bouncing. And essentially that's why I had to buy this recoil lanyard, because I had a saw come and break my older chainsaw strap lanyard, and then my battery saw took a tumble. Luckily it didn't break. And then I know my dad, he always makes fun of me, says I have too much on my harness, but I really don't. I have a OG Saka that Richard Mumford hooked me up with back in 2016. It is the best knee ascender out there. The biggest thing that I had to do that I noticed was I switched out my Saka, whatever this is, Dyneema, you know, for the tree motion webbing or strap that you put on, because it had more snapback, more recoil, and it pulled the system up way better when you're rope walking. I use this a lot too for canopy anchors. I keep the DMM, I think it's a triple locking situation, you know. It's kind of cumbersome, but when you have it for a while, you can open it with one hand. But I feel like this is more secure. Say I'm in a super tall tree and I want to not have a, you know, not be nervous about what's going on up there. You know, it takes a lot. See, I can't even open this right now. It just gives me more peace of mind up there, so I don't have to keep checking or thinking about it. I kept this on my saddle. I really don't keep wedges on my saddle. I had that for the helicopter job, just in case, you know, the load shifted as it was hooked up to the helicopter and didn't bite my bar. Because when you pinch a saw with the helicopter over your head, it's quite frustrating, embarrassing, and scary, because then you're freaking out about what to do, and a helicopter is just hovering above your head 50 feet, and yeah, the rotor wash was just intense. So, and then I got the Vertec. That's what I've been trying to climb on a lot lately. Since I bought it, I haven't really bought any new climbing stuff in a long time, so been running it. I like it a lot. I like the openings. Pretty easy, pretty slick. It does have a bit of drag since it has that lower bollard instead of a pulley. I've noticed it on a few things with tailing your rope, or you're in kind of a smaller tree and it's wet out. It's kind of hard to tend slack with your tail. I've noticed it. It bites a little hard here. But if you have the rope weight under you, it's not too bad. But maybe that's my OG transporter. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but kind of keep it super stupid simple. Got a carrot tool, kind of annoying, but I like to put my rigging ropes or rigging slings on this because I know of people who tie their rigging rope to their D-rings, and someone's pulled something or done something wrong, and it's kind of a hard connection, and rip you out of a tree or squish your guts or whatever. So I like having the textiles on something softer in case something happens, rolls, and doesn't yank you out of the tree. It'll just break the carrot tool off. Went over the saddle setup. Remember, monkey beaver. It's good. I climb in competitions with it. It's an all-around great saddle. I think where it really shines the most is big tree work, crane work, being in your Spurs all day, having a big saw on your hip. That's where the monkey beaver really, really, really shines for me. That's what I usually do a lot. Lanyard setup, pretty basic. This has been my favorite, besides the Morgan Thompson lanyard adjuster. Keep a little carabiner on it with the screw pin, locks it in, keeps it uniform, keeps it right there nice and neat. A little grommet so it doesn't slide. Newer carabiners, I like to keep new carabiners on that because you never want these to get locked open. And yeah, you're supposed to check all the time, but this is something that really saves your life if you take your climbing system off. I got 25 feet of Sterling Tri-Tech. It's cut resistant. It's just got a really abrasive jacket. Does really good with pitch. Shows nicks well. I run 25 feet. I have a beat up ditty bag where I can store my tail. I like having long lanyards, especially for, flipping up trees, and let's say you're out doing a tip reduction and you want to use it as a second climb line, long lanyard, you can do that. Triangulate your weight. Use a DMM carabiner, the small one. I like this shape. Feels good, when you got this into your D-ring, it hangs on right into this spot. Doesn't flip around or flop around. I wish I had a grommet in here, but I don't really find this to flip around that much. So that's the lanyard setup. And Spurs. So I used to represent Kiwi climbers. Dale Thomas, really great friend of mine, great mentor, and actually one of my favorite tree climbers in the whole world. Learned a lot from him. He turned me into I was basically pimped out by him when I lived in New Zealand and got to do awesome tree work because of him. Cool projects all around the North Island. So these are the distal carbons, which are cool. I think I've had them now for 3 years. I've only replaced the bottom Velcro. I didn't really like these clip ones because it was hard for me to get tight. I don't know why. Run a Kiwi climber spike sender. Been running this spike sender, not this exact one, but Kiwi climbers since 2015, 16, since they first came, the spike sender came out. And then I have a plethora of old Kiwi climber stirrups that were just kind of worn out and can't really get them much anymore. I run the long gaffs, long tree gaffs, I think they're called. I like wearing high heels in the tree. I don't like the shorts. I don't have a lot of smooth bark trees here besides the oaks, and the oaks are just uncomfortable climbing in general anyways, so might as well just stick to what I know and what I feel. Now we're gonna go to boots. These are the Mindel Linemans. I've been running these since 2019. I think this is my second pair of climbing boots. They last a long time. Nice big heel, nice little spot for your stirrups on your Spurs. Super stiff. They're actually pretty waterproof. They're comfortable. There's like little to no break-in time. Would highly recommend. If you do a lot of spur work. I actually prune in these too. I do get caught in some crotches because they are clunky. I think I have a pair of pruning boots I wear, but not often. Got the Stein foot loop. It's interlaced with the boot laces. Keep it kind of neat. It's kind of a smaller loop. Keeps that knee ascender clipped in tight down here. You know, so you have a better stride. So that was the quick rundown on my climbing setup, what I use in the field every day, and what I've been using and known to use. And basically, it makes my life easier with all the things that I have. And hopefully, you know, maybe if you want to try some of this stuff out or give it a go, I wouldn't lead you wrong. I'm not a big time person representing brands I don't believe in. You know, so I'll give you the real, honest truth about what I use and what I like. Thanks for checking in. Subscribe, and I'll keep coming up with more videos.